I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to Prophecy in the News webcast. We have this just in from inthedays.com. Turkey no longer needs a close relationship with Israel, according to a parliamentary official, and as telling the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Knesset, quote, they are currently in the midst of a fundamental process of moving further away from the secular Ataturk approach, closer to a radical approach, Yadin said, adding that key factors had been an easing of Turkish conditions or concerns about Syria and Ankara's failure to clinch membership in the European Union. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk founded the nation of Turkey on the ruins of the Ottoman Muslim theocratic rule in the 1920s. Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan insists that he remains loyal to Ataturk's legacy, but secularist conservatives suspect him of ambitions to found a religious state, an allegation he denies. Turkey, a member of the NATO Defense Pact, has a history of military cooperation with Israel and of mediating for Israel with the Arab world. But ties have been shaken by a series of harsh and public criticisms, culminating last week in a televised reprimand in Jerusalem of Turkey's ambassador. Last year, Erdogan, whose party had its roots in political Islam but also embraces center-right and nationalist elements, offended many Israelis with strong public condemnation of the war in the Palestinian Gaza Strip. There are still joint interests, but not the kind of close relationship today as there was in the past, Yadin said. Erdogan has denied reports of rising tensions with the Turkish military, seen as guarantor of the secular constitution. On Sunday, after meeting Turkey's foreign and defense ministers, Barak said, quote, a big part of the disagreement between the two countries was resolved. Turkish Defense Minister Vehdi Gonal said the near neighbors would remain allies as long as they had common interest. Well, so far we have learned that Turkey no longer needs a close relationship with Israel, and according to Israel's military intelligence chief, the rift in the Turkish-Israeli relations is the result of Ankara turning away from secularism and toward more radical Islam. So, things are moving against Israel in Turkey. And of course, we've long known about Ezekiel 38, where it talks about the enemies of Israel being Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Gomer, and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, and there's Turkey. At least this has been the consensus of theologians for, I would say 200 years at least. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. So, when Russia makes its invasion against Israel, Turkey will be on the Islamic side. And yet Israel has had good relations with Turkey up until this last year. And now, of course, we learn that Turkey is moving in the direction of radical Islam. Fits perfectly. One of these days, maybe soon, sooner than perhaps most people thought, we will have a battle of Gog and Magog. Israel said the other day that if Damascus doesn't stop training the Hezbollah on how to use their anti-aircraft missiles, and if they deliver those missiles to the Hezbollah, then Israel will bomb Damascus. Wow. We don't know exactly how things are going to develop, but they are developing. I'm J.R. Church. We'll see you again tomorrow with our analysis of the news.